Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love respect and justice for all. Big up, massive.
Around the world. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7, bringing communities together around the world.
Someone to call my bed. Don't let me down, my baby. Give me one more day. Baby, don't have tomorrow. Baby, love me today.
We've been dating my baby for too long. You know my feelings for you.
They're like a song.
Me deep sana nikata masilo. Hata tukikosana, you know I never do. I know sometimes kila wasimu kubanishana. Na tuwesama kufanya utugonganishana. Plus we kumeject kiasi tu. Ile design tumezoea na do for granted tu. I just wanna say giving isn't a solution. But back in a minute kuonyesha evolution. From loving you more, having you more, making you more, making you know baby you're my
love me now, my baby. Before I leave with someone else who's gonna love me better, I can touch you better. Someone to call my bed, but don't let me down, my baby. Give me one more day, baby. Don't have tomorrow, baby. Love me today.
Namwaga jasho na kuyajeza macho. Najua sikulisa, but come on my love. Umekuwa kwa mind tangu mwishiwa stofu. Takumari, but not in a hurry. I'm sorry nilifuata kibari. Nashikaga nale ukileta swara ngwari. Umebamba akishore. Usinichore.
Before I leave for someone else, who's gonna love me better, I can touch you better. Someone to call my back. Don't let me down, my baby. Give me one more day. Baby, don't have tomorrow. Baby, love me today. Love me. Do you love me? Yes, Wagwan people. Yes, karibuni sana to our beautiful station of the Pan-African Bliss Show. You're listening to the media of the 21st century. This is the Black on Friday Talk radio station. Yes, karibuni sana. I go by the name Joby. The bad is DJ they can't afford, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes, for the rest of the days, just call me Joby. Yes, ordinary like that. Yes, but karibuni sana, it is exactly 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and this is the Pan-African Bliss Show right here on the Black of Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. A big shout out to everyone with us on TikTok, shout out to everyone with us on Facebook, and also live with us on YouTube, on the show page, and on our live on the radio station itself as well. In case you wonder how can I listen or find the radio station, kindly, we are an online radio station, and you can find that by going to the Google Play Store, search for the Black on Fire Network, and you'll find us right there. And which gives you the chance to actually also purchase some merchandise, because we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have mugs, we have handbags for the ladies, and you can also maybe Let us know if you want to maybe print anything with us right here as Black Fan Network. Karibuni sana once again. We also have the apparel store where you can check amazing things, and we also have the social page which gives you the chance to post amazing content and things that you find that are educative to us as Black people. Karibuni sana. Shout out to Richie. Karibu sana to you. Hi to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. Happy Friday. Wiki yako imekuaje? Hope imekuwa fiti. Yangu iko fiti. And I can't wait to see what the weekend has in store for me, because man, nasikia kupiga sherehe ingine massive. Yeah? God of money, locate me, yeah? Kwa sababu hii ni wiki ya rent. But anyway, karibuni sana once again, and of course, welcome to today's conversation. I began with an amazing jam. That was Calvo Mstari, and of course, it is featuring Femi One. Yes, Femi One kweli. Fena Gitu, sorry, not Femi One, but Fena Gitu, one of my favorite bangers from way back. And this is the time actually Calvo Mstari was dating Kamanyola at that time, and the video is just amazing. They share their videos there of their lovely relationship, what went on. It's crazy how the life, the wheels just changed like that. Unafikiria ndo mpoa wako for the rest of the life, alafu mpoa mwingine anatokea. I mean, look at Kamanyola today. A DJ, it is crazy. But karibuni sana once again. This is the Pan-African Bliss-Un, and on today's conversation, we shall be talking about the UN peacekeepers withdrawing from DRC Congo as police of the DRC Congo take over, and that is to protect the country. We shall be discussing about this. It is so crazy. Yesterday, I saw a video circulating online on how people are suffering in DRC Congo. We can see children fetching water. Well, the place is literally so flooded. People do not have literally a good living condition there, because we know most of the people have been displaced because of the ongoing violence, and this is because of resources. And who is to blame? Because why isn't Kagame, Museveni being called out? Why isn't Tshisekedi doing anything? Because the only thing I saw him do that was, and which actually took place during the elections in DRC Congo on 10th of December, is when we saw some UN peacekeepers, some, not all of them, some withdrawing. And personally, I felt like these people were threatened because the youth are going to be gathered, and they know so well that the youths in DRC Congo understand very well what is happening and who is behind all this, because this has nothing to do with the rest of the African countries but Rwanda and Uganda, which are highly participating and funded to continue with this ongoing genocide and stealing of resources in DRC Congo. That is what I shall be discussing, because I'm glad to see actually the UN peacekeepers withdrawing. But till when are we going to see them live in bunches? Like they just live in 10 of them, 6 of them, 3 of them. We need to see all of them literally moving away and leaving the African continent. We can manage ourselves. We can rule ourselves. And it is crazy when you see people like the Eric Prince saying that Africa has been unable to govern itself. We've not been able to govern ourselves. We have poor leadership, and that is what it is. We shall also be talking about Ghana, which is one of the ongoing conversations, because this week we've seen Ghana actually passing a very harsh bill, same as Uganda, and that is when it comes to the LGBTQ identification, which they have said this is illegal. I've seen videos going on viral right now of so many Ghanaians saying that they feel their lives is under a threat and they need protection. And I say actually when it comes to the activists of the LGBTQ matter, I feel like these are the people that need protection, because some time back I reported where we had a Ugandan who was stabbed so bad, and this is because he's not supporting the LGBTQ movement. So what I've literally urged most of these African countries, as much as we're making this move, make sure that you are protecting the people who are so still fighting for this right of protecting our culture, because they are also being attacked. And also we shall be extending towards Ghana, where we can see, despite them having actually said no to the LGBTQ, said sanctions are gonna come. We can see that right now that they are experiencing the electricity cuts, and this after the parliament said the parliament has literally over $1.8 million debt of electricity bill. I mean, Shout out to Ghana. That is what we shall be talking about, and much more of what is aligned coming from Tanzania and much more other countries. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Joby, for those who are here for the first time, and welcome to today's conversation. Back to the music. This is Cry Baby. I said yesterday I'm a cry baby, and Kamlesh took it literally, manzi. But this is Cry Baby by the one and only Diana Cods, one of my favorite jams right here, and I hope you guys get to enjoy this. I see Diana Cods shall be bringing Fanisi Experience very soon, and I can't wait to see that what it is all about. I hope to attend because I missed your Caterpillar, so I hope I'll go for Diana Codes because I'm a mad fan.
Kana huko Mr. Kidem ana vituko inaweza kushimoza flow so misioni kamera flow kani homa sezi pata wana dhani ni kwa cold na please mimi Minnesota so sio utachimba kwa gold Minnesota hadi LA some panes wanataka give niliwaambia watu ni madola silence na gota heavy rate yeko na kama ni party base wanaambiwa si wali relocate okay tutambia nini waseni mchape remit au send wave I'm not real I'm purely fake so kuna dhani ume mistake is confused na teteshia genge pete na ngushwa kireke kama unataka kufikia kipembe roja this sare kinembe kama unataka kufikia kipembe roja this sare kinembe cry baby unalialia shika tipiki alwipe your tears atis kupendi my dear hizo ni nini ndo nasikia kwa heri follow your peers au kuambio wachane na mnisa
Highways, bye bye baby, cry baby. Cry baby,
polite, be like, but this we drop dead man, me never lie. Book it up, wine up. Make a man then call me Betty Diner. Top girl, let me keep the designer. Enough man, wanna give me more designer.
And you tune into the Black Fire Radio.
Yes, and of course, karibuni sana once again. And my quote of today says, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito. I think that's a very common African proverb. And of course, that is to our African people, stop thinking you're too small, make a difference. Do make a difference. Stop assuming that you cannot rule yourselves, you cannot govern yourselves the same way we've seen that the Western powers have always been telling us. But yes, as we get started, like I promised, I want us to talk about our conversation today is aligned, rather shall be going to DRC Congo, but we shall also be talking about Ghana. But I want to take us straight again, the same way we started yesterday, with what is happening in Chad. And yesterday we actually saw a deadly attack that did happen in Chad, and this was on Tuesday, if I'm not wrong, on Tuesday or on Wednesday, we had a deadly attack, and that is after Chad announced that they shall be holding their elections on 6th of May. And I did discuss on this yesterday. We saw Felix Tshisekedi actually coming out and speaking on the matters that are happening in Chad, and I said, how dare Tshisekedi actually come and act concerned about Chad while there's so much violence going on in DRC Congo, which he won't address. What we're seeing this rest of the African countries doing is that they're addressing what is happening in Israel-Palestine war. We understand this is wrong. This is not supposed to be happening. But are we seeing the true Palestine, the indigenous Palestinians, actually even being shown by the media on what is happening? And that actually should make you question highly when it comes to the African peoples. Do our lives really matter? Shout out to Since Music, Karibu Sana, greetings to you too. Nice to see you. Long time, hope you're doing amazing. Shout out to DJ Invisible, nice to see you. And you're also saying that are you taking song requests? Not right now, and maybe not today. Yeah, maybe come back on Monday for the vibe show, or maybe on Tuesday for the culture show, and on Thursday. But this is just political show, nothing much more to do with the music. But yes, back to Chad. Yesterday we saw Felix Tshisekedi showing his concerns regarding what is happening in Chad, and he said that this is something that needs to be very taken seriously. Security should be imposed highly in Chad. And I questioned, because on 10th of December we also saw DRC Congo going to elections, and what happened? There was violence going on, but nobody dared to say that we shall postpone the elections to this date until people are, ensure there's safety in the country, until people can literally get and attain peace so that they can come and decide now who's going to be the next president. And that is the main reason they still selected Skedi, because people did not. I bet it is literally less people who turned out to vote. And even if it was so many of them, I explained the propaganda behind politics and the media, why it is there to always film the people who are voting, while in the real sense, they already know who's going to be the president. But just to take you back a little bit on what happened yesterday, again, as we connect, because yesterday we saw the opposition leader being accused of conducting the demonstrations that are being held, and of course the attack that is going on in the country. But today, actually, the opposition leader has been killed. That is Yaya Dillo, and that is few hours after him saying that these are all lies. So what is happening in Chad? That is a question that we need to actually, we need to actually check on this matter very keenly on what is going on there. They're saying that heavy guns have been has been had. That was yesterday, remember, in Chad, the capital city, following a deadly attack of the headquarters of the National Security Agency. Several people were killed. That was on Wednesday attack, and the government said, blaming the opposition Socialist Party Without Borders, that is the PSF. Its leaders, Yaya Dillo, told the AFP news agency that the allegations were a lie, and the unrest comes a day after the announcement that Chad will hold presidential elections on 6th of May. And today, waking up where we can see literally Yaya Dillo has been pronounced dead. This is after he was shot. And they said that a leading critic of Chad's military leader, Mahamat Deby, has been killed in a shootout with security forces official giving the information. Yaya Dillo's death comes after the government blamed him for deadly attacks on the country's security agency. He denied the accusations, and on Wednesday, heavy guns were heard on his party headquarters in the capital city of Nanjema. And Mr. Dillo was also a cousin of President Deby, who has been in power since 2021. Mr. Deby was named by the army to succeed his father, who was killed by rebels after 3 decades in power. The unrest in the capital in the Central African country follows the announcement of the presidential elections on 6th of May, like I have announced. And that is what is happening in Chad. And this is crazy. Being honest, I didn't expect this to move so quick like this. This is so quick. I mean, announcement of elections, date being set, then we hear gunshots of opposition parties and opposition leaders, and on the headquarters of the National Security Agency. Then the next day, we wake up today that the opposition leader who actually denied of the accusations made to him are lies. He has been pronounced dead. This is super, super crazy and very alarming. And I hope actually the rest of the African countries, because I cannot call on no AU, no UN to come and check on the matters that are happening in this particular case. I believe that actually it should be the rest of the African countries finding a way how they can go and check what is happening in Chad and how they can be able to impose and change on this situation. It is super, super crazy, but shout out to all the Canadians. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly, shout out to all the Canadians or the Chadians. Is it Canadians or Chadians? I don't know. Correct me on the comment section for those who know. Is it Chadians or Canadians? Chadians. I don't know, man. But shout out to all of you. I wish peace on the country, and I hope that we can be, I'll take you guys through, that is from Monday, or rather tonight on the Africa Today show, on what is happening, because this is so alarming, and there's no way a country can conduct elections where there's no organization of even security matters, where there's no peace in the country. And this is something that is very, very alarming, and that is what is happening in that particular country or the sides of Chad. Moving on to the next conversation, I want to talk about what is happening in Ghana. And it is crazy because yesterday we saw that the US, or rather that was on Wednesday night, actually during the day, I think 5 p.m., we saw that Ghana did come out and actually passed a very harsh rule, the same way as Uganda, where they are identifying LGBTQ plus as illegal. And we've spoken about this for so long. We've seen the disadvantage, which comes with so many disadvantages. There's no advantage in you being LGBTQ plus. I don't know if there's any advantage apart from you getting funds from the NGO and you having butt plugs in your body. I don't know if there's any advantage towards that you having bad plugs in your body. And also, what advantage does it come with? You having surgical, operations done and performed on you. Then years later, you're going to come regret because the same system that actually made you think that you have a human right cannot help you when you're in a critical condition, because it is crazy. That is something that Africans need to actually be cautioned on and check on. But what is happening in Ghana? After we saw on Wednesday, Ghana coming out and saying that they shall no longer, they don't want to talk about the LGBTQ matters. We saw yesterday that the US was very concerned, deeply troubled about Ghana's anti-gay bill. And I say that actually, personally, I feel that this is going to come with so many sanctions, because we saw what happened to Uganda. As much as Ugandan's president is not really that straightforward in his words, we see him every time after Joe Biden, comes and says that we're going to withdraw you from AGOA. He goes and says, oh, as an African continent, we do not actually need no help. If you realize this from the start, why didn't you actually drop the borders, allow African countries to trade with each other and build your own currency and see how well this is going to work for you, and actually even build mining industries and companies and processing industry for you to literally process your own resources or refine your own resources? Why do you require other countries to come and help you while you know you literally have the capability? Again, after him saying that, he went ahead and begged for forgiveness from, that is Joe Biden. And how did that go? Still ups and downs. And that is what is happening. And I feel like actually Ghana is also heading to the same state. And this is after them saying that they are no longer identifying LGBTQ plus as illegal in their country. Now, what is happening after all this? We woke up today to where we can see Ghana's ECJ, that is the electrical company of Ghana, on Thursday did cut the power supplies to the parliament over a debt of 23 million Ghanaian cedi, and that is $1.8 million. $1.8 million. That is what is happening. They're saying that the outrage interrupted a debate of the president's State of the Nation speech, of course, and a video shared by the local media showed MPs in the dimly lit chamber chanting Disuma, which means power outrage in the local Akan language. And the local media reported that a backup power generator restored power to the chamber a few minutes later, but other parts of the parliament building remained without power for the most of the day before supplies were restored. MPs and parliamentarians, staff who were using the elevator were then in an abrupt blackout hit when it struck, and that is the Ghana's TV channel that gave these reports. This is so crazy. And they're also adding that the power company communications director William Botenga told Reuters news agency it had restored a disconnecting power because of Parliament's refusal to honor the demand notice to pay up. Electricity was restored later in the day after Parliament paid 13 cedi and a pledge to settle the remaining debt in a week, Mr. Botenga added. But I want to check. Shout out to Jacqueline in the building. Shout out to Mad Victim. Shout out to Abdul. Shout out to King Mike in the building. Shout out to George in the building. Shout out to It's JV. Jay Levy, shout out to you. Shout out to Sugar on TikTok. Shout out to all of you and to everyone listening to me on the radio station and all the other streaming platforms that we are on. Karibuni sana. Let me know what are your thoughts regarding these conversations we're having here. And of course, if in case you shall be catching this on a replay, also leave a comment behind and let me know how you feel about this particular conversation over here. But yes, I want to check. That is what is happening in Ghana. I want to check what is the power supply capacity in Ghana. Because we saw in Nigeria a year ago, it was 15,000 when I was doing the research of the power grid. And I actually even hinted on that this week, where we saw, it was in DRC. There was also another country that was having electrical issues this week. But yeah, let me check what's the power capacity in Ghana. Power supply. So let's see. They're saying that, let me see. What? No. This is a joke. What? This is a joke. Wagwanjo mosquito. What is happening in Ghana? So they're saying 5,134 megawatts is the total installed capacity for existing plants in Ghana. 5,134. That is small. And what is the population in Ghana again? Let's see. Of Ghana. God damn. Okay, so the total population is 19,000. No, 19 million. Sorry, it's 19,000. 19 million. Is that true? I don't believe this article. I don't believe the article. 20. Let me check 2022. So in 2022, the Ghana population was 33 million. 33 million. That was in 2022. So I'm not sure of right now how it has, if it has grown or it has decreased. I'm not sure of right now. I can't give the clear statistics. But this is super, super insane, man. This is insane. This is crazy. And I'm not going to be shocked because I'm about to see much more. We are about to see much more coming from Ghana because immediately after you said no to LGBTQ, which the US is very much concerned, and the UN as well, because the UN came out and said that they are actually condemning Ghana's anti-LGBTQ bill and calls it not to become a law. They're saying that a bill which criminates LGBTQ plus people on their supporters, and their supporters in Ghana drew in international condemnation on Thursday after it was passed by the parliament, with the United Nations calling it profoundly disturbing and urging it not to become a law. In a statement, Ravina Shmandasi, spokeswoman of the Office of the UN High Commission, said the bill borders the scope of criminal sanction against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people simply for being who they are, and threatens criminal penalties against those perceived their allies. And he also asked that consensual same-sex conduct should be criminalized, and the bill, if it becomes a law, it will be corrosive and will have a negative impact on the society as a whole. Well, being honest, actually, it has a negative impact. It has a negative result on those who are against and not supporting the motion. Because I want to again refer back to a story I read again in Uganda, where we had a man who was stabbed, and this is because he went ahead and demonstrated, saying that, gays, bisexuals are not allowed in the country. This man, and from him being known that he's an activist and who is against the LGBTQ motion, they stabbed him. Then that's what I was saying earlier. I feel like African countries and these leaders who are coons, and which they won't do. But if it were for me, that is what I'd do. You need to ensure that the people, as much as you're trying to protect the culture of the continent, there are people who are going to suffer severe consequences. These fatalities which are going to occur if you don't ensure that there is protection of those who are also against this motion, because their lives are also on target. As much as we see the back and forth, because there's always a back and forth war on the activists and those who want the motion to continue, So I believe there should be protection on all ends. But I see John Mosquito is saying that George is Is this where you have been hiding? Good to see you. He's been around. He's been around. I think I've been seeing him on the chat. But yes, nice to see you, John Mosquito. Karibu sana. Thank you to DJ Invisible on TikTok for tuning in and for tapping the screen for me. I appreciate. Juba Jaba Karibu sana as well. You're saying that what's that young lady spitting that blackout fire? It's Joby. I know that's right. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing amazing and happy Friday to you. And I hope your week has been amazing. Stay well too and welcome at today's conversation. So yeah, personally, those are my thoughts. I feel like that is what most of the African countries should do. I believe that there's supposed to be serious security in the countries, especially for those who are also helping the government to protect their culture, because fatalities are there. You know, we've seen people being stabbed left, right, and center because of also supporting the government, for them saying that they do not support the LGBTQ plus motion anymore, or it is considered illegal. So yeah, I'm expecting much more from of course, the US is very well, the US is concerned about Ghana's decision that we saw yesterday. Today, the UN has woken up and they're saying that they are condemning Ghana's, bill or the law that they have signed, it's becoming a law and all that. So I'm glad to see that we may be having coons, but it's coons who understand the culture of Africa and are willing to protect it. That is one thing I'd literally say and give them a round of applause for. But moving on again to next matters is about Zambia. In case you're tuning in right now, you'll have to catch the show on a replay for those who are just tuning in right now. But yes, moving on, we're talking about Zambia, and this is after we can see that Zambia has declared a national emergency over drought. It is insane because some time back I reported, let me see that Kenya did purchase it was 20,000 acres of land in Zambia, and I bet this is how we should see Kenya and Zambia working together, because that was my hope by then. I think it was last year, after we saw Kenya giving away 3,000 acres of land. They went and bought hectares, not acres, 20,000 hectares of land. Kenya buys 20,000 hectares of land in Zambia. Yep, this is it is. That was 12 months ago. Actually, it's a year ago. It was on 6th of March. Yeah. So let me read this. So I'm surprised to see that Zambia right now is on drought. What is happening? Why did Kenya purchase a land there? Why is it that farming is not really that active and people are starving to death? And then you're going to call us idiots again, like you do. But yes, this was reports from 2023, 6th of March. It was on a Monday, where we saw the Zambian government did agree to offer Kenyan farmers a land for large-scale farming as part of the efforts to achieve food security. I love going back to articles. I love that. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi made the announcement after holding talks with his Zambian counterpart, Ruben Mtolo, in Lusaka on Monday, 2023. Linturi said Kenya and Zambia will sign a memorandum of understanding to allocate Kenyan's farmers 20,000 hectares of land for large-scale farming. And this is what they say: the deal will help us to achieve food security by allowing Kenyan farmers to get permits to practice farming in Zambia and export food to Kenya. But what about Zambians? On this part, Mtolo said that the partnership will boost Kenya's ambition to attain food security, since the Zambia weather patterns are more favorable for food production. And then I think it was still last year but one. Shout out to HR, the messenger. Nice to see you. Karibu sana. Shout out to Mercy. And shout out to Shumari. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I appreciate. Yeah. It is crazy. So that was in 2023. We saw Kenya purchasing 20,000 hectares of land. Today, Zambians, and that is for them to improve food security. Today, Zambia has declared a national emergency over food drought. Okay? And then let's check Kenya. Kenya gives 3,000 acres of land to an Italian company. 300,000. Not 3,000. 300,000. Thank you, Google, for correcting. That was on March 3rd. Then March 6th, listen to this very careful. On March 3rd, 2023, Kenya gave 3,000 acres of land to an Italian company to invest. That was President William Ruto. In 2023, 6th March, 3 days later, Kenya went to Zambia, purchased 20,000 hectares of land after giving acres of land to an Italian company. Today, Zambia is suffering. So how is Kenya and Zambia partnering in this? Is anyone question? I tend to question the reporters, but I understand we have controlled medias. But personally, I love doing stories and going back to articles because that is the most interesting part of you being a journalist, where you have to refer back to things that these people did and nobody is following up. It is always beautiful, very beautiful. So the government of Kenya did provide 3,000 acres of land to an Italian investment company. That was in 2023. And President William Ruto said the government will allocate Italian energy firm ENISPA between 250 and 300,000 acres of land in the marginal areas of areas to spur investment. And speaking on Thursday, then in 2023, at State House, Nairobi, when he met officials of ENISPA, led by its Director General of Natural Resources, I won't read his name, the president noted that the country is ready to work with organizations that also champion green energy. Indeed. Today, Zambia President Hakainde Hichilema has declared a national disaster to tackle the prolonged drought affecting the country. Addressing the nation on Thursday afternoon, Mr. Hichilema said 84 districts out of a total of 116 were affected. Zambia has been experiencing poor rain, with fears mounting that the country may experience hunger and struggles to meet its electricity demands, as most of its energy is from water sources. Water levels at Kariba Dam, which Zambia and neighboring Zimbabwe use for hydroelectricity, had fallen to about 11.5% of usable storage as of last year, December. The president also said that the drought would affect the generations of more than 450 megawatts of power only. We just checked Ghana. The Ghana supply power is 5,000 megawatts. That is the electricity supply in the whole country. God damn. And we have Egypt having 100,000. And these are invaders. I want to see Tunisia and Morocco. I bet these people never are never in the dark, probably. Probably. I mean, I'm not the original Tunisians and Moroccans, but the invaders. I bet they're never in the dark. It is crazy. Let's check the electricity supply in Zambia, the capacity of it. Zambia. Okay, so god damn, it's 2,000, even way worse than Ghana. Way worse than Ghana. What's the population of Zambia? 19 million. Let me check Kenya. I might be laughing at other countries and we're on the same page. What's the electricity capacity supply in Kenya? They're saying as of 2022, Kenya registered a total installed capacity to generate roughly 3,000. Hey, way worse than Ghana. I'm ashamed as I laugh to other countries who are even way worse. That was as of 2022. Roughly 3,300 megawatts of electricity. It was the highest total installed capacity, the highest total installed capacity registered in the country since 2017, Geothermal power made the largest contribution to the total capacity, followed by hydro and thermal power sources. And then, mind you, when we had Ruto selling the state-owned companies, Kenya Power was among them. Kenya Power is one among them. Kenya Power is one among the countries that were given or was privatized. Lately, if you guys have noticed, like 2 weeks ago, we were having power rationing. There are times we missed a couple of shows because we didn't have power. And this happens. And they told us this is going to happen. So I'm not surprised. 3,000. That is Kenya. Not even just a county. Kenya as a country. Ghana, it's 5,000. Zambia, it's 2,800. We've seen 2,800. Yeah, because the same Zambia has 2,800 megawatts of installed electricity generation capacity, of which 85% is hydro-based. National access of electricity average at 31%, with 67% of the urban and 4% of the rural population having access to the power. 4% of the rural population. 4%. Urban is 67%. Very less. It's supposed to be 100%. Why is it only? Why? But we know why. This is so crazy. But I bet Zambia is not just facing, because if they speak about drought, cause I bet they're not just talking about electricity only. And this is why I'm going back to the article. Most of you might question maybe why is she going back to the article of why is it that I'm going back to this article of Kenya purchasing 20 hectares of land after them giving 3,000 acres of land to an Italian company. You can see from the article that this was supposed to help both the countries. I bet it's not just Kenya was supposed to benefit from this, but both the countries should benefit from this. Because I bet actually this happened the time we were tackling so hard to deal with the GMOs. I know, Joe Mosquito, don't even. I know, don't laugh at me. Don't. I know, it's such a shame. I know. You must be happy, especially me saying that Ghana is higher than Kenya. It's crazy, but it's a good one to see. But still, that is less. With the population, that is so less. So us facing the issues of, power rationing, food shortages. When will African countries realize we need to use our resources to make all this happen? And we're just waiting for Mzungu to come make a decision for us, to tell us how to do it, when to do it, how much to spend, and all that. Because you can see countries like Tanzania, they're making so much money. This was a year ago. Let me share this very quickly. This was a year ago. This is how trading, and now this is how farming has literally, and it's going to make Tanzania. I feel like Tanzania, as much as we claim, Nigeria is way too far from being a Dubai. I'm so sorry, my friends. So way far. Oh, way very, 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 very far. Nigeria is what is that state we saw of Brazil? How is it called? I can't remember. I can't remember the name. Nigeria is way far from becoming the next Dubai. Very, very far. But I feel like Tanzania might make it. We might see Tanzania, as much as you can see Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, also now growing economically. And this is because since they started participating and practicing their own agricultural farming and all that, they're now taking things and matters into their own hands, not having a white man dictate how we want you to do it, what time you should do it. I feel like Tanzania is also another country. As much as we have a puppet there, being on the ground and seeing the culture of the people, by my own eyes, I've seen people there are literally like they are living by the means of their own farming. Like people are eating fresh food there. Fresh food. Fresh food. Very fresh. It is very, very amazing. So I feel like this country is going to develop very quicker, or we might see actually it growing economically very faster. And there's a time, I remember, it had a competition with Kenya, and where Kenya, we had actually slowed down in terms of even tourist attraction, because our currency was depreciating at that time. And right now, as much as it is appreciating, man, there's no change. Situations are still the same way. But let me share this very quickly of this video of how Tanzania economy, not really economy, but how they earned $140 million from just maize exportation alone. Maize exportation alone. As much as we don't know where the maize was going, that is good to see the country's production. As much as we know, most of the African countries are in AGOA. I'm glad to see the country benefiting, because most of the countries are in AGOA, but they're not benefiting. So this is good.
According to the Agricultural Ministry, the rise in exports is attributed to a 70.6% increase in the unit price, combined with a 96% increase in export volumes. Last year,
yes, favela in Brazil, that is Nigeria.
A kilogram of maize fetched for an average export price of 20 cents, while the FOB price for per kilogram was 40.2 cents this year. The government is now investing 50 and 20.
Man, I won't talk much. The last 2 weeks I've been seeing my salary. I'm just like, man, F Ruto. F Ruto.
Of the ministry.
F Ruto, because what the heck? What the heck?
Budget improving irrigation and seed multiplication, respectively. Tanzania is considered the food basket for the region and has been supplying its neighbors maize and other grains due to scarcity in Kenya and other countries. Tanzania Revenue Authority reports show that Kenya imported about 152,449 tons of maize from Tanzania, followed by South Sudan, which imported about 8,000 tons. Other countries that imported maize from Tanzania are Rwanda, Sudan, United Arab Emirates, and Democratic Republic of Congo.
Kenya refused. You can see this. Let me see if he's gonna mention Kenya, but Kenya refused. Kenya refused.
Burundi and Uganda. The Agriculture Minister revealed
Kenya has not been mentioned nowhere. Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, but not Kenya. Shout out to Ruto, man.
That the ministry has secured maize markets in the DRC.
We'd rather consume genetically modified food, but not take maize from Tanzania. Oh my.
Of course, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Comoros. The Food and Agriculture Organization's 2018 report shows that food demand is expected to increase to 18.8 million tons as the world food requirements are set to increase by an average of 50%. The food market on the continent is expected to account for about $1 trillion in 2030, therefore creating employment in the value chain. The Tanzanian government revealed that it is preparing to benefit from business while improving its food security. The government plans to mobilize farmers to increase maize production further to 7.2 million tons in the year 2022-2023 season, up from 7 million tons in 2020-2021 season. Daniel Kijo, CGTN, Dar es Salaam.
Yes, and that is the video they wanted to share, and that is beautiful. That is what I feel what we should be doing as a continent. We should be trading amongst each other. We should not be waiting for Mzungu to come tell us, oh, you need genetically modified food for you to grow fat. Is that what you want? Because do we even know what GMOs contain? Do we understand what GMOs are all about? Do we understand why the rate of cancer? Because let me read that. Do we understand why the rate of cancer is increasing amongst the African people and the African continent? The cure is expensive. They won't even bring no cure, but they are the main root cause of so many lives right now and so many people having cancer. I was reading this today, that the colon cancer rate has risen to 2% in every year in people under the age of 50. Under the age of 50. And the report said that the cancer doctors are concerned about the alarming increase in the colorectal cancers occurring in parents under the age of 50. While the disease has highly effective screening tests to aid in the early diagnosis and prevention of colorectal cancers, people of average risk don't begin this test until between the age of 45 and 50. There is a guy by the name James who says that everyone should be aware of the symptoms of the colorectal cancer, which include sudden weight loss, abdominal pain, and rectal bleeding, and seek medical attention if they are experiencing such kind of symptoms. Studies suggest that the modifiable lifestyle factors, such as eating a diet high in fiber and low in animal fats, red meat such as, and as well as regular exercise and avoiding alcohol, tobacco, could reduce a person's risk. She also talks about how inherited genetics factors such as Lynch syndrome impact an overall risk, and that is what is happening over there. So it is up to us as African people. I was telling Kamlesh that yesterday, and I was telling him he's lucky because he gets to farm for him. He also does produce his own food. Most because I've been there, we've seen he's a farmer. And I believe if so many African people had lands to participate in all this, we'd not be seeing matters of food security in the continent, because I've described and debated and explained it very well. How Africans back then, we used to know when we should actually save up food, which season is coming, and how we can handle that season by the time it's there. But it's crazy to see right now the dormants, the docility again, and lack of also the access of land, which we see till to date. We are fighting to get back from our colonial masters, is the main reason I believe Africans have failed to put on skills of farming. And I'll always highly dwell on that until I see Africans actually having lands, building their homes and participating on farming without now us expecting on importation. If it is importing or exporting, it is just within the continent. It shouldn't go anywhere far from there. And if it is going anywhere far from there, we should be making money out of it. We should be seeing value of it. But it's crazy to see African countries export food, but don't benefit. All you get is loans from the IMF and the World Bank and all that. But I say Jiba Jaba says it makes no sense, sell your land, then go into debt, buying more land back. Exactly. I didn't understand why Kenya made that move. I mean, on the Italian company, it's okay. We are used to these puppets selling us out. Like the Mzungu on Monday who explained on the video I shared. It is not the Europeans actually who are participating in the selling out of resources, lands. It is our very dear own leaders. They have nothing to do with this at this point. And that is just the truth, which really hurts. And majority of us are not ready to hear it. We want to keep on blaming the masters, but these people left, and that is just the fact. They left. But did they completely leave? No, because they have people who are still here and rule us. They are still here, and they have people who sell out and away anything that they are supposed to. Shout out to you, Hannah. Nice to see you. And I also see Joe Mosquito says, was that colon? Yes, colon cancer. Yes. Yeah, that is colon cancer. And I also see Keith agrees with me. And earlier you say that, let me read that comment passed me by. You say that it is the same Joby because the Kenya shilling hasn't really gained value. It is an illusion. Yes, man. And it is really hurting us, especially us being paid in dollars. It is crazy. And also saying that, yeah, no nutrition value. That's what it contains. Exactly. Just fats. You're just getting fat. You're thinking, I'm getting thick. Shout out to women who are getting fat and saying that they're thick. You're fat. Please get out of my face saying that shit. Okay? Get out of my face saying that nonsense. But yeah, so I feel like that is what Africa should be doing, and that is what is gonna make us improve in terms of saving ourselves when it comes to food security. Because the more we continue with this nonsense of not seeing that it's our leaders who are selling away our lands, we're gonna see more summits and African leaders attending them. And one of the summits is the climate change summit. It has nothing to do with the African agriculture, but since we are allowing them to take control of it, we'll continue seeing them accusing the climate change nonsense. I mean, Africans, we understood very well our climate. We know where the sun comes from, where it sets, but now we're having people coming to tell us where the sun sets and how it rises, how you drink water and how you shit. Oh, and they're even creating now shit water. Shout out to Bill Gates. Pee water too. They're making pee water too. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is insane. But yeah, as we continue, before I get to the major focus of the day, I want to say condolences to the family of the second president of Tanzania, who has died this morning at the age of 98. And I didn't know actually his name. And this is some new history to me. We know only of Julius Nyerere, Paul Kagame, and Samia Suluhu, the current president. I bet so many people don't know of the second president of Tanzania, Hassan Nyimwi. If you knew, kindly let me know. Personally, I didn't. That is just history which is barely spoken or barely taught. But yes, we're the Tanzanian second president, Ali Hassan Mwinyi, who died yesterday, not today in the morning, sorry to report that, 13 hours ago, and he died at the age of 98. And the news of Mwinyi death were announced by the president of Tanzania, who is the current president, Samia Suluhu. And Mwinyi served as the president of Tanzania between 1985 to 1995, 10 years, and he succeeded the founding president Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, and Mwinyi was 3 months away from his 99th birthday. He had been in and out of hospital with a chest illness since last November. Mwinyi was credited for introducing multi-party elections and easing state control of the economy. And those are the news in today, and it is super sad to the family. But I think I'd be so happy to see my relative die at an old age, because they have really lived their best life. 98, like I'm just reporting right now, or from the previous report I'm saying about the colon cancer and so many cancer diseases that are on the rise today. The percentage is going high every single day. It's because of the things we're eating, what we're consuming every single day. So I bet this man was living a very healthy life. And that's why I go back again to the video I've shared about Tanzania making billions and millions of money from the production of food, because these people are eating organic food. These people are eating, their food is nice. Personally, I fell in love with the Tanzanian chicken street. The chickens in the streets, oh my God. Those chickens are fat, bro. Fat. You see fat? Like, hey, yo, I like me a healthy chicken. I love me chicken every time, any day, That's just Joby. I love chicken. That's my favorite food. Like, that's my favorite dish. Chicken. With anything, without anything, I'm cool. But yes, the chicken is nice. The greens are nice. That was, I think, the first time I ate, is it okra? It's called okra, the slimy thing. It's called okra, right? If I'm not wrong. Okra, yeah? The one that, shout out to you, Nish. The one that Nish cooked for us. Personally, I didn't really like it that much. Yeah. But there's some dishes. I remember the first time I tasted it, it was with fish and some rice, because Tanzanians also do eat rice with fish mixed up, and then it had the okra soup aside mixed with some, I can't remember really the details, but I have the picture on my phone. It really was nice. I loved it. And the vegetables, so much, so nice, so beautiful. But yes, that is what is happening, and I hope to see much better improvement in Zambia. I'm yet to see, and I want to investigate much more. I'll follow up. And that's what I'm saying. Shout out to all the coon reporters outside here who are paid to just report. I don't understand why you report news and you don't go back to details of what happened to this thing that I reported. Personally, I get curious. There's something I'm curious about, like today, and I want to go question one of the platforms, like, what happened to this lady? Because I'm always curious of stories, personally. I love when I'm kept to date with stories. There's this lady I saw acting crazy. She threatened a man of killing him. And remember, this is the time we've been having cases of people killing each other, especially in the 254. And I want to see, because she threatened, I think, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I want to see if was she a government official or what happened. I love following up on stories personally. So it is crazy. Shout out to everyone with us on YouTube. We've seen 9 of you. Karibuni sana. Hope you're doing amazing, and grand rising to all of you. Kindly hit the like button. Share the videos with your family and friends. Let them be on the known of what is happening in the continent of Africa. I began with talking about Ghana. I've spoken about Zambia. I've spoken about Chad. Yesterday, actually, for those who are in on the show, we reported that Chad, there was an attack that was happening there, and the opposition was the one who was accused of conducting this particular attack. But today, actually, we've woken up to where the opposition has been killed, and this is where we're questioning the security in Chad and what is happening there. Mind you, they have set the elections date, that is on 6th of May. So it is crazy. There is so much deaths right now happening, attacks left, right, and center. The one who was accused and yesterday said is a lie has been shot today. So it is super, super crazy. And I want to see what is going to happen in Chad, because in the next 2 months, they're supposed to hold their elections. So what is going to take place is are we going to see the African presidents coming together to see on how they can solve this? Are we going to see the UN Peacekeepers, the AU fake organization, the EU being the ones telling us what is supposed to take place? Because we saw Felix Tshisekedi yesterday showing his concerns about the violence, which he never shows concern about his country, but it is super, super insane. But speaking of his country, which is our major focus of the day, is the DRC Congo, where we can see the UN peacekeepers have withdrawn. And mind you, the last time they withdrew, actually, some group of them, of those who withdrew, the last group, it was on 10th of December, when we had DRC Congo going on an election, which are highly questioned, because why is it that you are threatened to leave my country, which I've been begging you for so long to leave, but you decide only today, the day where youths, so many of them who understand what is happening and your mission in the country is when you decide to leave. I feel like by then, during the election, I feel like the UN peacekeepers, since there were so many of them by then in DRC Congo, they were threatened. That is how I feel. I feel like they were threatened because the youths might actually raid the UN peacekeeping organization or the area itself, and end up demonstrating or even doing what Niger did, getting even inside and all that. So it is very crazy to see that is when they could actually do it. But today, we are seeing another group of them which has left, and the police in DRC Congo are the ones who have taken charge of the control of this particular place. They're saying that Pakistan MONUSCO peacekeepers closed their Kamanyola base in eastern DRC Congo, that is on Wednesday, and the head of the UN Stabilization Mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo attended the ceremony. He also says Kamanyola is the first MONUSCO base in South Kivu to those following the joint signing by the DRC Congo government and MONUSCO on 21st of November 2023. On the note, in the accelerated, gradual, orderly, and responsible withdrawal of MONUSCO, I didn't get that statement correctly. Kamanyola is the first MONUSCO base in South Kivu to close the following joint signing the joint signing by the DRC Congo government and MONUSCO on the 21st of November. Okay, and the MONUSCO base was established in 2005, and the Congolese national police is from now on responsible for they are responsible for the security in the region. And the Kamanyola base is located in the particularly violatic area of the Ruzizi Plain. And the interim commander-in-chief, MONUSCO force, said that he was confident in the professionalism. Well, that is what is happening in DRC Congo. I'm glad to see this happening, but how sure are we these police officers are not going to be killed by the M23 rebels? That is the question we need to ask. How sure are we they are going to be able, how highly trained are they to maintain peace? That is another question. Because we're talking about the UN peacekeepers. These are people who are trained to come and literally not protect, but rape, attack women, attack the regions, in the helping the M23 in the name of protection. So my question, the first question is, I want to understand how highly are these police officers trained to actually take charge of the region and protect it? And I understand right now, actually, DRC Congo cannot even trust any other troops coming from other African countries. Like we saw we had troops from East Africa who failed actually to protect the region, who ended up raping women over there, leaving damages instead of doing what they're supposed to do. So that tells more even when you talk about the South Africa troops who we saw, they were deployed there. And a weekend ago, I think 3 weekends ago, we had 2 of them, after them arriving, the two South African troops among the one deployed to DRC Congo, they were bombed. Which I said it could be a propaganda coming from the media personally, so that they can say that for real M23 rebel is attacking the troops and that they need more UN peacekeepers to come back there. Or it could be true that South Africa really needs to help because they are right now the ones who are pushing the case on Israel's genocide upon the Palestinians. So it is super, super crazy, but something there's a video, like I said yesterday, I was sharing yesterday. Let me see if I can find it right here on my Instagram page and share it with you guys before I get to wind up. There's this video which is very, very sad video. We know that some parts of the people are also displaced. Instagram is down. Oh, okay. I didn't notice actually. It's still live on my end. I didn't notice. But anyway, it's all cool. It's all cool. I didn't notice. I mean, probably they have striked because Instagram is also sensitive with information just the same way as TikTok. So maybe that's why they took me down. I didn't notice though, Joe Mosquito. I think that's why you left. I didn't notice. But anyway, it's all good. I see Ansankenwan in the building. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing great today. Hope your week has been amazing. But let me find this video and share it as I get to wind up on the situation. We've been seeing some places some parts of DRC Congo have been raining so bad. There's floods. And these people are living a very unhealthy condition. And I love the comments. I love the way people are I love when I comment on some things and people understand what you're saying instead of other people get mad and come and start talking shit to you. Because but I love when I make people mad. Trust me, I really love it. Shout out to you, Philip. Thank you so much for following the live creator. I appreciate you. I love getting people mad. I really enjoy it. Trust me. I don't know why, but let me share this very quickly. So this is Congo refugee tents, which are soaked in rains. And they're saying that is around Goma, the capital of the Northern Kivu province, where these shelters made of plastic tabs litter the landscape. And the Congolese have fled the recent escalating violence between the M23 militant group and DRC government groups. The humanitarian organization are stretched to the limit as they struggle to provide enough water, shelter, medical support, and income generating opportunities for the stream of newly displaced people. The UN says more than 25 million people, a quarter of the 104 million population, require urgent assistance in the eastern province, and about 6.5 million Congolese are internally displaced. 2.6 million have returned from escaping abroad. Nearly 1 million have fled from the neighboring countries, and 527,000 non-Congolese have taken refuge, and that makes DRC Congo a displacement crisis and this second second Sudan in the same matter. And they're saying in 2023, the UN reported 50,000 suspected cholera cases, of which caused 470 deaths. That is in DRC Congo. Missile transmission transmissions more than doubled from 2022 to 2023, exceeding 320,000 cases and causing more than 6,000 deaths. It is so sad to see this going on. It is crazy, but I love the comments on this on the video, because I saw one of the comments. Personally, my comment there was, all these African selected puppets won't talk about Congo but have time to address the issues concerning Israel and Palestine. Congolese need help. And I love the brother who came on my comment and asked me and told me, you forget that these African puppets, you say, you forget these African puppets, as you put it, have Zionist hands puppeteering them. Every civil war and wars on foreign ground are instigated by the foreign Western powers. And the difference between the Palestine and Congo is that there are no thousands-ton bombs being dropped on the innocent Congolese people. Prayers for all the African nations. And I went ahead and answered him that I totally agree with you on that. And we have this debate actually did tag Blackout Fire, and I hope most of these people who liked my comment, so many of you there, are able to tap into the Blackout Fire network. And Karibuni Sana, if in case you are able to. Shout out to Steppers in the building, Karibu Sana, and shout out to everyone who has followed us on today's conversation. And Sankena, you're saying that, Joby, why are you hiding that generous forehead? Oh my God, let me unhide it. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Anyway, but Karibu Sana, nice to see you. And also see you saying that you ain't wrong, Joby. Africa is nasty. It is crazy, but we're willing to correct that. And I believe by us talking and the youths waking up, we're going to be able to tap into where we can make Africa a Dubai of our own, America of our own. Instead of us wishing to go outside and make it better outside, we can make it better here, because the better is right here. And I also see Joe Mosquito, you're saying, Joby, can Sister Nish cook? Lol. I don't. Okay. Yo, you call me off guard, man. What's up? What's up, Joe? But yeah, she cooked some rice. I liked the rice, but I didn't like the okra. Yeah. She cooked for us once, for us just once, and I just didn't like the okra because how it was made. But I like the okra that we ate in a certain restaurant, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Tanzania. I love it. Yeah, so and also on Rastaland, I think we also did have some okra there with some different foods. But yeah, she cooked for me once, so I don't want to snitch or say bad mouth Niche. She's amazing. And I also see you saying that, yes, I left because I got kicked out of the cab. Well, I didn't understand why they shut down my video. Shout out to Instagram. But yeah, we'll keep on coming back. I think because we don't go live that much on Instagram, I'll start going live as much as I can on my shows, especially so that they can be able to catch up with us. They need to catch up. And I also see Ansankina says that Joby, I said okra is nasty, but your glass. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You say Africa. I read Africa. He's a man. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Jenny. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Keep on saying that it just means niche. Come on. Be better. Okay. Be better, brothers and sisters. All love to Niche Manze, all love, nothing but love. But anyway, family, we're coming to the end of today's conversation. That has been my debate for today, and I hope for those who came in late, you can catch the show on a replay. It's been an amazing one, amazing reports coming in. We've spoken about Ghana, Chad. We've seen the electricity capacity in Ghana is 5,000, and I was laughing at Ghana until I saw Kenya. It's only 3,300, and then in Zambia it is 2,800. Oh my God! Welcome to Africa. But countries like Egypt, where Africans, majority of them are living in poverty, the true Africans, don't have power. But I bet the invaders are the ones benefiting from 100,000 supply of electricity. But the rest of the Africans only get 3,000 but the invaders get 100 and top. It is crazy. I also see kids say that, yeah, since there's no outside show anymore, we need to have the shows on yeah, I'll be uploading them, or other TikTok. Yes, I'll be uploading them. Like this one has been cut short. I didn't realize actually that my Instagram was not allowing Jerome Mosquito in anymore, but with the one I've captured, I'll be uploading it in a few. So for those who are also following us on Instagram, you can check the show over there, how it has started and how it has ended. But peace unto you all. Have an amazing rest part of your day. We shall be coming back after 20 minutes or 30 minutes on the Rhythm Scoop Show with Shmani and I. Of course, you guys know so far that Katie is not in, so I shall be coming back in on the Rhythm Scoop Show. So tune in and catch up with the news and updates of entertainment and culture and see what's up. But later tonight, again, remember, we're here on the Africa Today Show as we see what is happening on the other parts of the world. Have an amazing rest part of your day. I wind up with this amazing jam I began with, Calvin Mystari featuring Fena Gitu, Love Me, and I hope you love you too. Thank you, Steppers, for tuning in. Before I leave for someone else who's gonna love me better than touch you better. Calm down, Mr. Blackout Fire. Calm down. Give me one more day. Baby, don't have tomorrow. Baby, love me today.